63 Airy claims, the age of miracles not over. A first disclaimer. All persons in this book are fictional. All claims, regardless of subject, are precisely that, claims. Some are rooted in empirical facts, while others are pure imagination. My aim is to balance vision and reality, fiction and fact in such a way that the audience can recognize themselves and build further on the swarm of ideas and notions presented. The book has no ambition to proclaim an overarching goal, but instead questions accepted truths. In this way, in a Socratic spirit, the rest is left to the audience. Met, Freeman's new girlfriend, came storming into the pastry shop. She seemed upset and did not calm down after seeing the artist Met Marlin sitting at the neighboring table. Met, Freeman's former fellow student at the Geopolitical and Munich Sociological Faculty at Universität I sur Norge, had previously stated that she disliked the mind-numbing pop music Met Marlin produced. All her songs were built on the same formula. The music appeared techno-robotic, and the lyrics contained nothing but sticky clichés about falling in love and such things. But Freeman's Met was upset for entirely different reasons than bad pop music. She had come straight from Ullevål Sykehus in Oslo, where her aunt had given birth to a well-formed boy weighing 4,500 kilograms, quite enormous, but the birth had gone well. Her aunt had given birth to 5 girls in rapid succession some years earlier. She knew what she was getting into. Met sat down at the table and ordered a large cup of chamomile tea with honey and lemon, along with a large Berliner donut covered in sugar. She tried to calm herself. She clearly had something urgent on her mind. Freeman took her hand and asked quietly, "What is it?" Met needed a few seconds while Freeman and Walter sat expectantly. "My aunt claims there is no father to the child. She stubbornly denies any form of normal activity with a man 9 months ago. Her husband had been in a wheelchair after a work-related injury, and my aunt had been the caring nurse, as she was used to being in that household. This absence of a fertile man had been discussed after it became visible to everyone that she was pregnant. Speculation ran wild. But it was such a private matter that no one confronted her about it. In the delivery room, shortly after the birth, she was asked the father's name. Should she lie and say it was her disabled husband, or should she be honest and say she did not know who it was? Both seemed like embarrassing explanations. Then, one early morning after a terrible nightmare, she got the idea that she could say the whole thing was a virgin birth. Everyone knew she was not a virgin, but without a male counterpart, a fertilizer, conception would seem unlikely. Yet she had several friends who were active members of evangelical congregations similar to Pentecostal churches. They all believed in the virgin birth as described in the New Testament. So surely something must have taken place. Yes, why not? But Met's aunt was so exhausted and distressed by the constant questioning about the father's name that she burst out with the claim that it had been a virgin birth. Freeman's Met had visited her aunt in the delivery room the day after the birth. Before visiting hours, she received a brief account from a nurse about the events of the previous day and her aunt's wild and airy claim. Met was asked a few short questions about her aunt's mental state, as she assessed it. Met was clear that her aunt was a balanced and reasonable woman, but that she had several friends in evangelical circles who seemed rather unstable mentally. She entered her aunt's room, sat down by the bedside, and saw both her aunt and the little baby in excellent health. However, her aunt was talkative and informed her niece that a virgin birth had indeed taken place. Met smiled indulgently, asked her aunt to settle comfortably on her pillow, and fetched a cup of tea for both of them. "Rest now, aunt. It has been a hectic few days. It's important that you try to relax in every way." Immediately after visiting her aunt, She sought out Freiman and hurried down to Dagmar's pastry shop, where she found him in conversation with Walter. She was bursting with emotion. She needed Freiman's view and comment on her aunt's wild claims. Freiman and Walter had been deeply engaged in their interesting discussions about the evaluation of artistic quality and who sets the criteria for quality. Now they both had an entirely different complex of judgments to consider. "Give me a little time," said Freeman.